But first this noontime, the news alert we've been following since yesterday. The Rhode Island Department of Health says residents in parts of several West Bay cities and towns are now under a boil water advisory. Those impacted are all served by the Kent County Water Authority and for Potawatomi customers of the city of Warwick. It impacts about 25,000 people. Now let's show you the towns affected on the Pinpoint News Tracker. Neighborhoods in Scituate, Cranston, West Warwick, Coventry, East Greenwich, West Greenwich, and parts of North Kingstown as well. But you are not affected if you do not get your water normally from the Kent County Water Authority. We're, of course, working several different angles of this story today. Our coverage starts at noon with Eyewitness News reporter Todd Wallace. He joins us live at the Kent County Water Authority headquarters in West Warwick.
This boil water advisory will not be lifted until at least the middle of the week. Now, in addition to the boil water advisory, the Kent County Water Authority is trying to find out what caused this problem and why. This is the 11 million gallon tank that has tested positive for E. coli in West Warwick. Tim Baxter with Diving Services Incorporated will be going in to try and find the problem.
We're just looking for something that doesn't make sense there. We started at A, go through Z, and if we don't find anything wrong, at least they know they can cross it off the list.
Tim Brown with the Kent County Water Authority says 3 consecutive days of tests showing no contamination are needed before the boil water advisory is lifted.
We took samples Sunday, sometimes later today in the afternoon. And then, of course, we took samples this morning again, and they're going to the lab right now as we speak, and we'll take again and again and again.
And joining me now is the General Manager for the Kent County Water Authority. That is Mr. Tim Brown. Tim, thanks for joining us this afternoon. First order of business, want to assure the residents, some 80,000 people affected by this, that as long as they follow the guidelines from the health department, they should be okay. What are those guidelines?
Guidelines are simple. Boil the water 1 minute vigorously before you drink it or use it in cooking or washing your dishes.
Okay, and also don't bathe young children, infants, because they may accidentally swallow that water.
Correct. The young infants may have a tendency to pick up the water. Don't use that type of water right now.
Okay, let's backtrack. The tank in question was first shown to have some sort of problem last Tuesday, but you did not shut down the supply line or that tank then. Why?
That's because we have to do repeat samples in order to prove out if there was an issue. Total coliform did appear last Tuesday after the test occurred. It was incubated, went through the full process to see if it was an E. coli. It was not. At that point, we were required to do repeat samples in accordance with the guidance. Those repeat samples were done on Friday. Testing regime occurred. The next day they found something else in it, but it could not be determined what it was. Then it had to go through the full incubation again, and only on Sunday morning did we know that it was an E. coli hit or bacteria that we found in that system at that point.
Any concern that 2 days or 3 days prior it may have been E. coli that went to the drinking water of the residents in West Warwick?
Of course, but unfortunately that is the test protocol.
From the EPA?
From the EPA. You can't shut the system down until it is confirmed.
Okay, now a number of people have complained yesterday when we did this story, today as we've been doing this story, even just a moment ago as someone drove up before we came live, that they only found out about this problem yesterday afternoon. The alert system you have is what?
Alert system is actually the press, the Blitz. We put it out to all of the press, radio, TV, newspaper, and that's how we notify customers. We do not have an alert system that goes phone calling all of our customers. We don't have it as of yet.
So in this day and age, you don't have anything that contacts people by their cell phone or contacts people by their home phone or contacts people by way of their email?
No, we don't.
Is that something you're going to push for?
Absolutely.
You see that as a problem?
Oh, absolutely. I think the quicker we notice the customers, the better. In particular, it was a Sunday, very difficult day to notify customers outside of a phone call.
So you understand the people's frustrations?
Absolutely. We're doing our very best to get the system back online without a boil water order, but it'll take at least 3 sets of samples that come back clean.
3 consecutive sets of samples?
Correct.
All right. Tim Brown, General Manager of the Kent County Water Authority, I do appreciate you joining us this afternoon. I also want to clear one thing up. There are 25,000 customers of the Kent County Water Authority. That translates to some 80,000 people because the customers represent a household. As you know, inside that household may be 2, 3, or 4 people. That's where you get the inflated number of 80,000 people. Lots more to cover on the story. We will bring it to you. We'll bring it to you live at 5, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And as always, go to our website, WPRI.com, for the very latest information in between those times. For now, reporting live at the West Bay Mobile Newsroom, Todd Wallace, Eyewitness News.